once I was out with a friend and we were going to see a movie that had just dropped. This is back a while ago. It was the movie Sausage Party. And, we were having some fun before pre-gaming a little bit. We get there and we're early for the movie, and the theater where our film is going to show, Theater 9. Currently, Pete's Dragon is showing. And it feels like we're standing there for like 25 minutes waiting for this movie to end so that we can go in. And finally, I just get curious if we have the right theater. So I go up and I ask one of the employees, "Where is the Sausage Fest?" And she starts dying laughing, and I start laughing because I realize I don't know the name of the movie, but also I said, "Look, I'm over there with Peter's Dragon, and I'm just looking for a Sausage Fest." So I have this buddy who's a little bit on the eccentric side, and he designed his own house, right? And he likes to go bird watching. So he does that online for some reason. He does algebra for fun. I've seen him take hours to just read the dictionary. So he built out this basement dungeon. Wow, this thing's impressive. It's a whole ass dungeon down there. Who knows who or what is down there? I don't know. I'm scared to go down there. But it's not for what you're thinking. It's got a very specific function. It's for sex. So recently I was playing poker at a local casino and I wanted to go grab lunch. So I jumped right over to the little pizzeria they have. It's a little brick oven pizzeria, which by the appearance should be very good. And they have a few pies out that you can get slices from, or they can put a whole pie in. And I'm trying to get myself back to a lean, mean fighting machine weight. So I just wanted to get one slice of pizza. That's right. This guy was eating one slice. That's not what you're thinking when you look at a face like this. You're thinking, I'm in the back of the Chuck E. Cheese, triggering the Amber Alert, eating at least 2 or 3 full-size pizzas. I know, but no, we're having one piece of pizza, and the lady who is handling the pizza says in Spanish, as she picks the piece of pizza up for me and puts it into the brick oven, she says, "Está negro." Now, I would not consider myself fluent in Spanish, a couple years in high school, but I think most people know negro means black, and "Está negro," she was saying it's black. And I wasn't sure if she was being racist or if she was talking about me. And I had one of those moments where I realized that spotlight effect that we have when we think people are talking about us made no sense in this context. I'm very much not black. I started to giggle because I realized it was ludicrous for me to think that she was talking about me. So I just went off into some mental world for a minute. And then when she brought my piece of pizza out of the oven and I paid for it, I pick it up. It's totally black on the bottom. Like, who is going to eat that? It was completely black. So anyway, I go back and I say, hey, to the manager lady. I say, hey, this is like totally burnt. And the manager lady, the manager woman, she goes, Maria, no, you got to put another one in. She goes, Maria, you have to put another one in. So Maria puts another one in. She puts another piece of pizza in the brick oven. Except 3 minutes later, when it comes out, Maria comes up to me and she says, "Ay, sorry, you want another? I can put another one, a whole pie. I put another pie." I don't know what happened to my accent, but she said, "I can put another pie in for you." And I go, no, it's fine. She goes, "Yeah, but she picks it up. Totally burned, Maria. You had one job. Maria, you had one job, not to burn it. And you burned it. Oh, the whole world was weeping with disappointment, Maria. Come on, baby. You gotta do better than this. I felt personally attacked. So, you know what I did at that point? Guys, I decided to cut my losses. Because there's a point at which you realize you're not gonna win today, you know? So at that point, instead of asking for her to bake another pizza, which inevitably would have been burnt also, I just took the piece of pizza and I threw it in the trash. And I walked out and I went to Chipotle. And I kid you not, I get to Chipotle and the person at the counter does not greet me. He's standing there like he's in the Addams family, ominous and still, barely sentient, I think, perhaps. And I say, "Hey, how's it going?" And he says, "What kind of bread do you want?" And by the way, when he's making the bowl, there's some very hot peppers. And I say, "Can I have just a little bit?" Now, I don't know about you guys, but my understanding of the English language is that just a little bit means not very much. Would you agree? Not very much, just a little bit. That means something. He took the giant spoon and gave me a whole spoonful of the hottest peppers, which totally affected my very sensitive asshole the next day. I think I should be able to sue for some kind of damages. Recently, I discovered a fact that was quite alarming and disturbing, and I wish not to share it with you. Okay, I'm going to share it with you. So, there's a smell that's associated with this one casino that I go to for poker, and it smells like acrid, putrefied, petrified ass butt. And the only thing that I can imagine it is, after extensive conversations with my mother, is people that are older are wearing diapers and they just shit their pants. And the collective pants shit smell permeates and it fills into a putrid, noxious odor from hell that oozes throughout the front part of the casino. And they don't put enough money into aromatically cleansing that space because every time I come in, it smells like I'm inside the proctologist's office right after a deep colonoscopy excavation. And I have a small confirmation of that because one day I walked in the casino and I was on the phone and I was talking about it. I was bringing light into the darkness. And I said, "Hey, yeah, these people are wearing diapers and they're just like crapping their pants and just kind of not caring about it and sitting in their old poopy diapers and the smell is ridiculous." And I made eye contact with this one lady who was maybe in her late 70s, early 80s, and she made a beeline away from me. So I think I have identified one of the super culprits. I once went to a Bible college, and I think everybody knew that I was smoking weed, but I'm not sure. The reason why I think so is that like a majority of the people in the townhouse that I lived in like conspired to create a fake bong that they filled with oregano and then proceeded to smoke from to make it seem like it was a bong. Rip to whoever took that stale ass hit, but that's what happens at Bible college, y'all. That's what happens when you take people and you force them not to have any fun. I mean, it gets weird and it gets weird fast. People are funny. People are crazy. They do the wildest things. You know, I used to have a friend who uh, every time you'd hang out with him, he would just say the word. I know it doesn't seem like a word, but the way that he said it, there was such an emotional weight to it. It had to be a word. I mean, I can't really fully represent this word to you, but it was something like, and it's the way that he did it, time after time, drunk and sober, uh, that really kind of solidified this as a word. I'm not sure exactly what the word means, even still, but I would like to explore that a bit more because there seems like there's a time And maybe you could even, and I could say, I used to live in the ghetto, and one thing that would happen in my delinquency days, I would get very stoned on the pot. I think that's what old people call it. The ganja, the marijuana, whatever you like to call it, in the privacy of your friend group. I used to get blitzed, and I would go with a buddy, and we would drive over to like a local gas station, you know the vibe, to get a blunt wrap. That's right. No, I did not smoke the game. Sorry, the game, not a sponsor. So we're sitting there in the parking lot, and two things happen which are totally mysterious. The first thing that happens is a person comes up to my car, and I'm actually in the passenger seat because I got too razzle dazzled and I'm not in a place to be able to drive. So I've switched over to the passenger seat. Somebody comes up and rat tat tats on the window. You know, the old knock, 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 knock. And I'm not in a place to really tolerate that well. But anyway, I roll the window down and I'm looking out and I see this maybe 200-pound man, black, maybe 5'11". He comes up, kind of crouches down, and he says, he's wearing like cut off shorts and some kind of black tank top. He goes, "Hey man, you got some money that I can get? I'm trying to go in here and get a drink." Really aggressive for the ask, like top 1 percentile aggression with this guy. And I go, "Hey, no, I don't." Right? And he goes, "Oh, you don't, huh?" And I go, "Yeah, no, I don't." And I look over at my friend. And I look back at this guy. And he goes, "Yeah, well, would it be different?" And then he pulls his shirt up all the way, and on his chest, there's a tattoo of a cartoon man with a gun. And he goes, "Would it be different if it was like this?" And then I am way too high to handle what's happening right here. And I go, "No, it would be exactly the same. You got to tell your cartoon friend to get a more realistic looking gun." And then, in the same damn gas station with the same exact friend, another experience. Okay? We're sitting in the car doing our puff puff pass game. Whatever the hell we're doing. Chicago. You guys ever play Chicago? I think we were playing Chicago. When you don't got a lot of money, that is the way to go, friends. Anyway, I'm straight-laced gopher now. I don't know about that life, but so we're in the car, and this woman, she jumps in the back seat. She's obviously a crack whore. And I wouldn't just profile or anything like that, but she went, "Hey, I'm trying to get some money for crack. Y'all want me to suck your dick?" I would say that's pretty convincing evidence that she might be a crack whore. So she goes, "You two look like some fine Christian gentlemen." I'm not even going to go there. And she goes, "Y'all have some money to give me so I can get a bus, so I can take the bus?" And mind you, I'm deliberating whether or not I should give this lady $2. And she says, "I ain't wearing no panties and I'm on my period." And what did you just say? She says, "I ain't wearing no panties and I'm on my period. So you really ain't want me to sit in this car right now?" What? So I'm like freaked out because I don't even know how she got in the car. I'm again in the passenger seat. See, this is a recurring theme. I need to get back in the driver's seat, Josh. Anyway, so here she is in the back seat. I have no idea how she got there. And I'm looking at her and just not understanding. I feel like I'm hallucinating. And finally, she leaves. But she stole my lottery ticket that won. This is a low point in my life. I was doing drugs and gambling a lot on paper scratch offs. It's the paper version of the one-armed bandit. So payouts are even worse. Hooray. So she steals my lottery ticket, and I go, "Hey." She goes, "What?" I go, you stole my lottery ticket. She goes, no, I didn't. And she pulls her shirt up and flashes us, but you can clearly see the ticket sticking out of her butt. She just like put it in her underwear and then just flashed us. So I'm horrified, but I also can't call the cops because I'm so blitz-nadoed, wrecked on the pot, on the weed, on the devil's lettuce. So we just let her go, and she stole a $50 winning ticket from us. Ah, terrible. And by the way, the seat had to be bleached. I actually had to pour bleach on the seat because of the lack of panties on this young lady. She was not lacking in the fluid department. In the same gas station, I once went on an adventure with a man who looked like a poor man's Cuba Gooding Jr. He saw me in the store, and immediately I was a mark. And he said, "Hey, man, I know you from somewhere. Were you at a party?" He's like, where do you work?" And me, being an 18-year-old idiot, goes, "Oh, I work such and such a town." And he goes, "Yeah, that's what it was. I was in that town on Friday at this party. Were you there?" And I was like, "Well, I was working as a pizza delivery driver, so it's possible." He goes, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I saw you." And before you know it, this guy is in my car and I'm giving him a ride. And then I find out I'm not giving him a ride. I am helping him to go rob someone. And he gives me his phone and he's like, "Don't lose this. Don't run off." And he has a gun and he's trying to get like thousands of dollars from somebody. And then also there's like, he's going to arrange some kind of drug deal. I'm stuck in the thick of it. Finally, eventually, I do get away. As a basic recommendation, friends, I would recommend if you are going bald or someone you love is going bald, make sure they don't also go fat at the same time. Because something happens when you go bald and fat at the same time. When your BMI, right, your body mass index, I don't know if that's really what that stands for, but I'm winging it. If your body mass index and your follicles per square inch are not on an opposite line, I gotta tell you, something starts to happen. Your face and body can start to like morph and start to look like, instead of you, like a statement. And that statement is, no amount of money could ever make me happy again. So, if you are going bald, just avoid going fat at the same time. Save that. Save that for something to do later, a fun midlife crisis to have or something. Then again, most people go bald at midlife or later. Us early baldies, we're a special few. And we're kind of like unicorns. We come pre-charged with special magic powers, see, because everything in this universe has energy. And when you lose the hair energy, you get soul energy. That's not how it works.